today to Hawthorne. Over there to the left is Marietta Springs. Joaquin Marietta was the real Zorro. Well, anyway, he was all over the country. He was down there. He camped down there on the farm in Old River where we lived. And that's that parasite back there on the side of the road. Anyway, this place was named after him, Marietta Springs. We'll go by the road that goes out there now.
See that trail up between those mountains? It would lead into a mine somewhere.
That goes back into Candelaria area. They were one of my customers back in the 1980s. The early 80s. There goes one of Mom's trucks there. Anyway, they over there to the left is Marietta Springs. We're going to go down the road here straight ahead. Did you see those orange bushes back there?
Yeah.
That's like a mistletoe or something that gets on there and just sucks the life out of those bushes. It must come off of the wheels of vehicles.
Yeah.
Because it's always on the side of a road or near the side of a road. In places then it gets started. I saw that start up here about 1985 or something when I began to see it. 1980s. We'll be coming up to the road to Candelaria pretty soon. Meryl and I went off the road back in there to the Waldboro Reserve, but we didn't go back very far. I was a little bit, there's nobody out there, and I was in that truck, and I didn't know that transmission or the timing belt was going to go out. Of course, you know the transmission went out because it's only $6,000. Anyway, it's fixed now, but the timing belt isn't. I have to do that next. Last time we came here, all of the wildflowers were out here. There's still some. People love to watch these road videos.
This is the 5th of July, isn't it?
Yep, July the 5th. And can you imagine me driving all of these places when I used to work up here, when I'd come and stay for a week at a time in Fish Lake Valley at my place there, and I'd be all over all these mines and stuff, taking equipment to them and supplies and picking up things and repairing their stuff. All over. It was a lot of driving.
Sure was.
Sandy came up here with me that time, and I drove probably 400 miles that day, and she said, "Are we ever going to eat?" I said, "You've been eating. Been in some jerky all day." And I want to sit down and eat someplace. I think we've been on the road about 18 or 20 hours. You know how that is, Marilyn, don't you?
I sure do.
When we came over here the first time to the dentist, all of this was snowy. There's snow all the way. We had a lot of rain. We came through here, a lot of cloudbursts too, haven't we, Maryland?
Yeah.
Right through here, boy, I mean, rain and hard. It seemed like every time we went over, the clouds were all clear and the skies were clear, and on the way home we'd be going through a cloudburst.
Well, the sky was just full of clouds.
But it would be clear when we went, and all of a sudden here they are, monsoon. There are tumbleweeds out there, but where this natural vegetation is, it'll kill out the tumbleweeds. Well, if you go scrape that off, boy, here comes the tumbleweeds. We're coming up to the Candelaria way, to the mines over here.
And those are gold mines?
Yeah. They go out there with drilling rigs and drill into different formations, and then they blow it up and blow it out, and then they take it out and put it in leach ponds. Run arsenic and whatever down to that. And it liquefies the gold and silver and platinum and everything and takes it out, and then they refine it, they retort it. That's one of the roads that goes out to Candelaria there. My friend Travis Patterson used to go out there, and he ran those drilling rigs. Go out there and drill those holes. They whipstock them, do everything. In other words, they drill at angles and do all kinds of stuff. And that says Candelaria right there. Now, I had to go way out there was one of my customers. Silver Peak was one of my customers. But I used to go over that Coyote Pass and go down there. Then I go to Tonopah. All over the place. But this is Candelaria here. I remember, I don't know, close to 40 years ago, there's some of that parasite out there to the left. Debbie's brother, Donahue, I can't remember his name now, I knew him real well. But it's been so long now. He lived in Hawthorne, and he drove out here to Candelaria every day. And had a wreck in his car, and the seatbelt cut his head off. See how this thing is, you got to really watch them.
Yeah,
That has happened, that's happened more than once.
In a certain place, but
It hit.
sometimes they for me, they comes up high. And,
Yeah, well, this one's too high here.
Because it's supposed
The one in my
to come across
motorhome was
your
real
chest.
high.
Yeah. not
I
on the-
tied it down, I put it across my lap, but it cut his head off.
Some people put their arm like this, over the
Yeah.
thing.
That was a big deal back then. They started selling these things that held the thing down lower,
Yeah, because
But it killed him. I mean, he probably would have survived the wreck if it hadn't decapitated him.
that kind
It was quite a
that kind of seals the deal.
force.
That means you're meeting Jesus today. Now.
Look at the sand over there. See the different sand coming out on that area? Sand Canyon. I can't remember that boy's name. Donahue was his last name. He had 2 daughters. Of course, a wife. They lived over here. He used to come to Fish Lake Valley a lot. And I knew him from out, might have been Doug Donahue. I knew him from out here at the mine. But after I quit Ace Hydraulic and was working up here is when that happened.
Life is so
Yeah, I think his name was Doug Donahue.
It sure would be beautiful to come upon something like that.
Yeah, it was. You never know what you're going to see out here. Here was
I
another
think
big
there's
mine. This
was
is
a
part of
mine up in
Candelaria
here.
here.
It must have been on the leach pond.
Now that was all tailings right there. Now right here is that's Marietta, 9 miles. And that goes to the Burr Reserve there out there too. And Marietta, Joaquin Marietta was the real Zorro. He was the real guy.
I used to love that Zorro show. I was on in the 50s. in black and white. We didn't have a TV in Kansas City because we had a built-in one in New York and we hadn't bought one yet in Kansas City. So I went to my neighbor's house every, I think it's Tuesday or Thursday night to watch Zorro.
Oh.
It was my favorite show. So
Well, Zorro was for real, the legend and everything. Much of it isn't for real, but
yeah.
him, the Black Snake and the Sword and all of that, he was Spanish. He was sick. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. He was 6'2" or 3. And he was Spanish from Spain. And him and his brother had a gold mine or silver mine up there by San Jose. And when they did the Bear Flag Revolt, they nullified all of Mexico's ownership of the mines and stuff and took them all over. And of course he was not only a Spanish but a Mexican citizen, and they took all his stuff. Look at all the, see all the, those are all mine claims up there to the left. Anyway, they raped his wife, they raped his mother, they hung his brother, and they beat him with a black snake and tied him up to a tree and beat him with a black snake until they just ripped his clothes off. He told him, he said, if you don't kill me, he said, I'll kill every one of you. Well, anyway, he went to the sheriff, and the sheriff wouldn't do anything for him. He said, the courts won't do anything for you. You see all the mine claims all around? See them all over the place? You'll see those stakes all over. Anyway, so they didn't do it. So then he began to take revenge and justice. It was more justice. He wanted justice. And so he chased down and drug hung every one. He was a great horseman. And quite a man with a black snake and a sword.
Now, black snake is a whip?
That's a whip, the bull whip. And he hung them, drug hung them, and finally there were one or two who escaped and left the whole countryside. And they left to parts unknown.
Whatever happened to him?
He died of old age. Now, according, California had Harry Love, California Marshal. They gave a reward for all the 5 Joaquins. There were 5 Joaquins. Joaquin Valenzuela and 4 Joaquin Mariettas. And some of them were cousins, but they all had Joaquin, and then they'd say Joaquin Marcus Marietta, Joaquin Juan Marietta, or whatever. And anyway, one of them that they hung and killed was Joaquin Marietta. And then the other Joaquin Marietta, they called him El Patriot, the Patriot, or El Famoso, the famous one. Anyway, he got Three-Finger Jack, Manuel Duarte. His family lived over there by Paso Robles. And so Three-Finger Jack was part of the gang. And then the other Joaquin Valenzuela and the other Joaquin Marietta. One Joaquin Marietta that was a cousin went down to El Paso and went over to Juarez, and he started a cattle ranch down there. He lived to be like 120 years old.
Wow.
And then I think it was 12 or 15 of the Marietta gangs, when the gang broke up, Joaquin Marietta went down into Mexico. They said that they killed him there. They had Harry Love. Harry Love cut his head off and cut Three-Finger Jack's finger off, or not finger but half, and put it in a brandy keg. They went and he got the reward, but he didn't kill. He actually got one of the Joaquins. He killed Joaquin Valenzuela, but he didn't know. They didn't cut his head off or anything. They just killed him. They went over and buried him later. And anyway, they got Manuel Duarte, Three-Finger Jack, and they cut his hand off. But the guy that they cut the head off was a groom. It was a groom it was one of Joaquin Marietta's groom. And they had the horse, El Tigre the tiger, because he was a buckskin. And that was he had two horses, Mozo and El Tigre, that he rode most of the time. Mozo was over 18 hands, he was a Mustang, and for 300 miles that horse outran every other horse in 300 horses.
Wow.
That he was driving. And he finally, a lot of them, if they weren't good horses, they'd cut the throat or go by them and cut the throat with their swords if they didn't think they could handle them or anything. But Mozo, he decided to ride him, and he was riding Mozo because El Tigre was laying, and his groom was taking care of El Tigre.
And so that's why they thought he was.
Yeah. And anyway, but they had met him there like 2 weeks before. Hair Love came upon, and there was like 38 of the gang there, and all armed with six shooters apiece, and rifles, Winchester rifles and Colt pistols. They had six Colt pistols to the saddle, and they had wearing two of them on them. And they came upon these guys, and they came up there and they wanted to know, they wanted to do brand inspections or something like that. Anyway, he just backed off and left out of there because they'd have killed him. He'd have been dead. Anyway, so they came upon him in the New Gulf. And then Three Finger Jack and Joaquin Marietta, the other Joaquins were over there, and Three Finger Jack came up there, and they were out there by Arbor. They came and rested at our place there in Old River. And then they went up to Arbor. They were getting ready to go over the mountains. They got up there at Arbor, and there were a lot of ticks that year, a lot of ticks. Well, they had some women, Three Finger Jack had some prostitutes with him, and they had them all out there, but they tied their horses underneath the oak trees. And they had ticks all over the ground out there. You couldn't put your bedroll down underneath the oak tree. So they took them and put them way out away from there, and all of their guns, they left the saddles on their horses. And all their guns were by the horses. And they were out there in the bedrolls out there. But before this all happened, Joaquin Marietta with Three Finger Jack was coming up. They came upon two Indians out there. They had a deer roasting. They had killed a deer and they were roasting it on the fire. And Joaquin Marietta come up there, and he was always a gentleman. Three Finger Jack was a jerk. But Joaquin Marietta was a gentleman. They came up there and they talked to the Indians, and he asked them about surveillance, if he had any news, information. And he ate some of that with him and everything. And here comes Three Finger Jack. He comes out there and starts whipping them with a bullwhip and runs them off and takes their horses and everything. And of course, Joaquin Marietta was castigating them because of it, but didn't do any good. Anyway, they took off and went up to the Indian village. Well, they went up there as you're going up to your place in Tehachapi, off to the right over there, underneath those trees, up there at White Wolf Canyon. You know where that is? White Wolf Canyon.
Well, that's that road they call.
Yeah, that's a road that goes from Arbor to the cemetery up there now. Now we're coming up here. We're coming up to the Wildcat Inn, the famous brothel up here, pretty soon, and then we'll come to the town of Mina. Anyway, they went up there, and after Joaquin Marietta, they all were out there. They had all these prostitutes out there with them, and the Indians slipped up there and put knives to all their throats. They went up there and told them, we've always let these people come through here, everything else, we've always been good to them, we give them food, we let them camp on our grounds and all this stuff, and this is 1850 now.
Yeah.
1840s and 50s. And anyway, but they come in here now and they take our horses, and and they took our food and ran us off on our own land. And there's a great big reward out there to these people. There's a big reward for all these guys. And so they decide to go up there. They take several of the Indian males, the braves, and they go up there and take their knives, slip up on them, hold the knives to the throat. They tie them up, strip them off naked.
Oh, with the ticks.
I mean, they have no clothes left. One of the women gets away. She takes off. Well, they take all their guns, they take their horses, they take their saddles, they take their spurs. They take everything they got, and they're standing stark naked up there. And they tie them up. And then they're going to go back and see what they want to do with them. You know, whether we're going to come back, kill them, we're going to call the deputies or whatever, you know, up there to you know, because they were mad now. They abused them. Now we're coming up, we're going to go by the Wildcats.
Yeah, he told me to get out here.
There's the Wildcat. Anyway, so they went up there and they took more of them down there. Well, when they got back, one prostitute had come back and untied them, and they took off. And then there was a guy there in Lebec. His name was Lookout Jim. And he get up on a big rock up there, and here all these guys are all naked now with no guns. But they get up there, and Lookout Jim comes out there and provides them with guns and some clothes. And so they start robbing all of the trains and the stagecoaches that come across Highway 58 now, not 58 now, I guess, what is it, Highway, yeah, it's 58, I guess. It used to be old 99. And so they got enough stuff, then they took back off over to the coast. And Manuel Duarte went over there to the canyon with the Joaquin Valenzuela and some of the other guys over there. And then Joaquin Marietta goes to Three Rocks, and he's up there in that area, which is out by Kalinga. And he's up there, and then Harry Love comes back, and that's when he kills all those guys there, because only half of them are there. So he kills half of the gang, and he kills Joaquin Valenzuela, which is one of the 5 Joaquins, and he kills the groom and kills Three Finger Jack. And then from that time on, they did a little bit more. What they do is they'd go and they'd get 300 horses. San Joaquin Valley was full of Mustangs, and so they'd get 300 of the best Mustangs. But after they did all this stuff to them, they were doing this. They take 300 of them. They take them down to Old River, our place, let them sit there for a week or two, and fatten up and get water. And then they take them from there and go over El Potrero, or they go over to Tehachapi, and they go to Cucamonga and let them sit there for another 3 or 4 weeks until they fattened up again. And then they take them down to Sonora and sell them for $150 a piece. Now we're in the little town of Mina. There's a Rome 25 tower. This is the little town of Mina. Not much left here. It says open cafe, but nothing's open but a few little places. Most of these cafes have been turned into, and motels into living quarters. There's some beautiful homes in here. Really beautiful homes. There's the church up there. Anyway, there's some beautiful homes in here with really beautiful rock work with fireplaces and stuff. And there's a little cafe there in Market, but it's not open either. This little Mina Club, that's open. And that used to be the post office there, I think. Probably the sheriff's office and all that, but yeah, that was the sheriff's office. And don't miss the boat restaurant. And now we have a Mexican grill here that's open, not big, but it's open. Now some of these nice houses with beautiful fireplace work. And there's some brick homes in here too, and rock homes a few. My friend Kay owned one of them. I don't know which one. Anyway, the El Famoso went on down to somewhere in Sonora or way down in Mexico someplace and lived the rest of his life there. And he lived to be 90 or 100 years old or something. Next is Luna. It's about 11 miles. Up to Looning now in a few moments. The big burg of Looning. The great thing about Looning is it's got a rest area in it. We're all running around about 4,000 feet elevation here. It doesn't say population on these things at all, but it's 4,480 foot elevation. "25 miles to Hawthorne, but that's on the other side of Hawthorne Road. Here was a rock shop, but I don't think it's a rock shop anymore. Deep Well Trading Post. It says it's open. What do you know about that? Now watch these birds look for me when I get up here. Here we are. We'll turn that on pause now. Well, we're on record now. We're leaving Mina. We'll drive up the street here.
A lot of hollyhocks there.
There's a peach tree there.
I saw that.
Roses.
Milner Street. Somebody got a CB antenna.
Most of these places look abandoned. There's a little church.
No.
It's the biggest building in town, it looks like.
somebody lived in almost every one of these little shacks. Of course, this is pretty. Anything up here would be pretty fancy compared to where I grew up. Didn't even have a door on it.
You turned out okay.
What?
You turned out okay.
I got a door on my house, though.
Yeah. A fancy one with cut glass and.
Yeah. I think you picked it out, didn't you?
Well, I picked up the one, but you had to return it, and then that was the second one. Because the first one was in a.
Yeah.
I think it had been in a special order that they didn't pick up or something, and so it was, there was a whole deal about it, if I recall. But it all turned out lovely. That pink thing back there is a tamarisk, I think.
What?
That pink kind of tree back there, bush tree. I remember when I took my master gardening class, they showed all the native plants. And I thought it was so pretty, tamarisk. And we actually have one on our property in Tehachapi. One little tamarisk. I think it's kind of going wild, but it's pretty.
That guy did some kind of a modification to that, too.
Lots of cars. I mean, people are here.
Yeah. Look at there. Electric. Those electric car chargers?
Way out here?
Yeah. I can't believe that. I bet nobody here has one.
No, but people coming through need them. You know.
Yeah. Better believe they need them.
People coming from Washington and Oregon and California. Yeah, because going across the nation, I mean, you would have to have a map of exactly where they are, because they're few and far between, I bet.
Yeah. Railroads used to go here a long time ago. Now they have a railroad still in Hawthorne because of all the ammo. But there used to be a railroad coming all the way through here, came all the way up Montgomery Pass.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder just what the railroad cars passing my place have in them. You know, if it's ammo, if it's.
There's a Berlin Ixchel Park or something. Gabs.
That's something from Germany.
Yeah, but the whatever sounds like some
That
kind
might
of
have been a
dinosaur.
German concentration camp or something.
Oh, one of those.
It could have been.
Like, because I know they were mostly in the South, the POW, German POW camps. I heard a lady talking about it on Antique Roadshow, because her father worked at one of them when she was young, and she had these things made by the German prisoners in the war. And she said
Big
most of them were
big
in the South
equipment
because
here.
they wouldn't have to be heated. Well, that's big.
That's a piece of equipment. That's a mining equipment there. We might see the last of the antelope here someplace. I don't know. Pretty soon you're going to start seeing the ammo.
Well, what's that big long thing over there?
You have to holler at me. What'd you say?
There's something over there.
She said something over
Oh,
there.
that's a solar farm. Big solar farm. See antelope out here someplace.
This is for the DMV.
Is that the DMV?
That goes to the DMV for the trailer. And then this one is the DMV also, I believe. I'll open it up and see.
No, let me see. This one here goes to the cancer thing. That goes to Bishop.
Well, I have it, the address.
Our recording is still going. When we go over those hills over there, you'll start seeing the ammo dumps. Just over that bridge. And all around here you'll see different shooting ranges. They do a lot of shooting out here. That mountain up there looks real pretty when it's got snow all over it. Truck went all to pieces there, didn't it?
Sure did.
And not much left of that truck, it burned up. some places where we saw that wolf. Come down out these hills here. There are the bunkers. See that, Sharon? And there's Walker Lake up there. It's a lot of ammo. That's a lot of powder and nitroglycerin.
Yeah, I keep it stable. So it's all underground to keep it cooler.
Yeah, it's on both sides of the road. It's just all through here. Now we'll go into the dedicated highways to the different wars. See, that's a lot of underground stuff out there. What you see is just the top of underground. I don't know how big they are. Great big underground warehouses.
What happens if there's an earthquake?
See over to the left? There's a shooting range out there, shooting range over there. Shooting ranges all over the place. Plus the military shooting ranges. See, here's the railroad. See all of that? Look way over there as far as you can see. Veterans Memorial Highway.
I don't see, I mean, I'm sure they have things that can go on the road, but I don't see where they're guarding. Yeah.
See all those bunkers just as far as you can see out there. World War I Veteran Highway. World War II Veteran Highway. Cold War. Korean War. Now from now on is the Bush's Wars. The Bush Wars. Vietnam. That's the LBJ war. George Sr. George Jr. war went on for 20-something years. Look out there just about as far as you can see the bunkers. Naval Weapons Center. See that big lake over there?
I can't see it because of that blue.
We'll drive up by the lake. Hopefully they won't be working on the road. See the lake? At Jack's Waffle Shop, they used to have some fish in there, trout in there like as wide as this car. They came out of that lake, the big lake trout. Hazardous material that way.
They don't want it in town.
They don't want to go on through town. The El Capitan. Hawthorne, 4,320 feet. I'm going to go up here and show you where the hospital is and where our dentist is.
There's no people out anywhere.
What's that?
There's no people out.
No, not much. This is a military town too. Six-minute car wash. There's the El Capitan ahead. $4.69 for Union gasoline. That's pretty good. $4.69. I used to blend that gasoline for them. That's better than the average gallon of gas going down the road. There's the El Capitan.
They have the best burgers in town, according to them.
And here's the pizza place. This is where we usually get pizza. This is old Nevada pizza. That's pretty good. There's where we get our propane, Valley Propane.
Now they take it, bring it all the way up from here.
Well, there's another one in Tonopah also. Sometimes they build it through here. See, there's little places you can eat outside here. There's where my friend's shoe shop used to be. He died, Kay. WA7 extra easy job, as he used to say. These antennas and stuff are still there. There's a big hardware store. I don't know if they got clothes in there or not. There's a water company. Utilities. Auto glass. They had a big 4th of July parade up here, as you can see.
Yeah. Well, military town, I bet it was a
Yeah,
big
you better
parade.
believe it.
That was a big, big parade. I like it when it's all the little kids and the Cub Scouts and the, all the...
Mineral County Courthouse. Mineral County starts up there with Montgomery Pass. Is that where we went to see our friend there, Marilyn?
What's that?
Was that road? I think it was the road we turned down there. There's the fire station. This is a real good hospital here.
That old
They do everything. Mount Grant Medical Center. And right over here is our dentist right there. That's where we go to the dentist.
I told her about him scanning my tooth.
Yeah,
Actually, I have a chip on one.
yeah, you gotta
Lord.
see about that. We'll call them. We're building another building there, Marilyn. Look at that.
Yeah.
They built that one there when we were here before.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Sure.
That looks like a concrete block building there. Community health nurse. They, all up here you've got this stuff you can go and get your shots or whatever you need if you get sick or something. Every town's got one of them
Is it
up here.
through Mineral County? Is it through the county?
Yeah,
or-
this is Mineral County.
I know, but are those benefits through the county?
Oh, you just go wherever you are. That one up there, that hospital in Tonopah now, that's where you can go up there and get your dental work done for free. No questions asked. Sumac tree. Well, they're all over the place too. They don't stop. They're like weeds.
Like tumbleweeds.
Yeah, sumac trees are like tumbleweeds. Chinese brought them. They're sumacs, or they call them trees of heaven. Wherever you see sumac trees down all over, Chinese were mining someplace. Because they planted them wherever they went. There's a big limousine. There's a lot of junk stores here. Second-hand stores. There's one big one right here. There's a real good little restaurant here, except it closed. Back back there was what was it, the name of that restaurant, Marilyn? We went there and ate with Kay. That restaurant back there, Maggie's, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Now we're here at the military museum. See that?
Uh-huh.
You can go in there and buy yourself a bomb.
Defused, I hope.
Well, it's not detonated anymore. It won't be detonated, but you can go in there and buy one. We'll go over there. It's open today. Here at the park.
This is like a real town.
Yeah, it's a town.
Yeah.
There's a graveyard. There's a Dollar General. Standard station. There's a big airport. Look at all those bunkers out there.
Right.
See that lake?
Is that DMV over here?
Yes, it is.
Okay, here it is.
Okay. Let me get in there, okay? Looks like they got people in there today. Here's a genuine Safeway store. Family Dollar there.
Haven't seen so
Lovelock Pizza. They don't have a very good...
Our Family Dollar closed.
In Tehachapi?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, we have Dollar General and the Dollar Store, but no Family Dollar.
We got $2 stores in Bishop. Now, you want the windows down, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You want your window rolled down, too? I'll see if I can go in there and take care of this situation. We're on the camera. We're going through the big city of Hawthorne. Well, we just had lunch and dinner at the El Capitan restaurant. It was extremely good. Rated at 5+, I think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
5 to 6 out of 5. Put my shades back on. Coming up to the museum here pretty soon. We'll go up to the lake before it gets too dark to do that. Try to walk around the museum just a little bit.
What time is it?
5:17.
Oh.
It's actually about 5:12. That McDonald's there doesn't rate very good, about 2.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a 5-star McDonald's? I mean, it's the food they offer, and it's getting worse.
Well, see, there's your Dollar General too.
Oh, you have a Dollar General and a Family Dollar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this is a.
I mean, they got same
swing
thing
in
in Bishop. We got 2 in Bishop.
Dollar General is a really good store.
There's the Family Dollar. That's where Steven's working for them now. He's a forklift driver. And
is it just more opportunities with that? I mean, they're a big company.
I don't know. But we'll see what happens. I hope he does. Look out there at that pretty lake. I hope we see bighorn sheep today.
Is that Walker Lake?
That's Walker Lake, yeah. It's going down, 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 down. The Paiute tribe won't let water go into it.
So where is are there? Where is it? The outlet? Are they? Do they have something that's?
This is it. That's just where it comes to right here.
So what are they doing? Are they damming it, or what are they?
They are monetarily, because they have the power to do what they're doing it. Simple as that. Look at all the barracks and stuff over there. Some of them were made out of concrete, see? Hawthorne Army Depot. The winds come across here at 120 miles an hour sometimes across that lake.
Oh wow!
Unbelievable.
That's like a tornado, a hurricane.
Yeah, that's like Old River.
Well, yeah, but that's like a hurricane. What is it? A hurricane?
Yeah.
It starts at 80.
There's the big. There's the shooting ranges up there. Sheriff's is 31 miles, Arrington 55, Fallon 70.
I need to look at a map of Nevada to figure out where exactly we are.
This is beautiful. These mountains are just really beautiful back in here. That lake has just been devastated.
Sharon, Arrington is a nice place. A lot of retired people live there.
Okay.
In Arrington?
In Arrington.
Yeah.
When I first married Ed, he worked for a company whose headquarters were in Sparks, and a lot of the bosses lived in Fernley.
Yeah.
That was, I never went to Fernley, but I heard about Fernley.
That's up in that area, around Arrington and Carson City. Stagecoach. I talked from the house, I talked on the 7-9 repeater, which is up here on the mountain from Fish Lake Valley, and I talked all the way to Stagecoach and Fallon and all of them. There's the Freedom Ranges. The shooting ranges up there.
I lick my lips and I taste barbecue sauce.
What?
I'm licking my lips and I taste barbecue sauce.
Yes. You'll see deer and wild horses and all kinds of stuff out here. See, there's another shooting range over there, see?
Wow.
You have to keep your eyes peeled. You're not able to see bighorn sheep anywhere. Last time we came up here, we were going to take this. They were working on the road, so I didn't go any further. See, the lake used to be way up here.
Wow.
That's how much the lake has gone down.
Well, it's going to be like Owens Lake if they don't make a deal.
The water's becoming too saline now because of evaporation and everything. There's nothing going in. They had those great big lake trout up here.
It's going to be like the Dead Sea.
What?
It'll be like the Dead Sea or Mono Lake.
Yeah. See, it was all the way back up in here. You can see where it was. Wildlife viewing area. There's wildlife all over. You can see the deer, the wild horses, and antelope, bighorn sheep.
I should have brought the binoculars.
We have them.
Are those horses down there by the water? See something?
Horses or cattle. If they got long necks, they're
Right
horses.
down there,
I
it looks like
can't see
something.
that well.
If they got long necks, they're horses. If they're short necks, they're cattle. Look out there at that lake, way out there. You see it's like glass, and up here you can see the wind is hitting it.
Yep.
Toward the lake a little bit. The guy that had the house across where Nick lives right now, he owns some property up here, some lakefront property. See how that far that lake used to go up?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, it's down 100 feet or 200 feet.
Been going on with the water.
As soon as they got power.
Well, you can see the line of the...
Yeah, you can see all the little lines.
You can see where it was. It was right up here by the road. I remember when it was full, 40, 50 years ago. Harry Butterbelt was a cowboy. They originally came from Onyx by Lake Isabella, and he moved up here and married Hank's daughter. And anyway, he was driving cattle up here, swimming a horse across the creek, and drowned.
Wow.
He drowned in Walker River. He didn't know how to swim. He got loose from his horse, I guess. We hunted wild horses with him in Fish Lake Valley. 4,084 feet, the town of Walker.
How many thousand was that?
What?
How many thousand feet?
4,084.
So this is pretty much the same as Tehachapi. Right?
Look how, yeah, that's about like Tehachapi. Major sheep crossing. Now look for sheep. I've come through here when the wind was blowing over 100 miles an hour. It's wild. They say the fish are dying out there because the water's too saline. There's nothing they can do about it. There's big houses down there, aren't there?
Yeah. I guess they're not counting on the lake rising anytime soon.
Well, it's not too far from Hawthorne here, and not too far from Yarrington and wherever. I don't know if that restaurant's still open or not.
I don't see how these tiny places could survive COVID. I mean, it did all restaurants and hotels and all that kind of thing. You know, there's just not enough.
Bighorn Crossing. We might see sheep here anywhere or off the road. They run over them all the time.
How steep it is. I know the sheep could just dance right down there.
They can just stand on the side of a wall of a cave, just like a wall. They can walk up that thing right there. They're amazing. You wouldn't think they could do like they do. Like they defy gravity.
It amazes me how God gave every creature a different gift for survival, I mean, that we're all created differently, and that's their ability. They've got these incredible horns. They can, fly up a steep cliff without thinking about it, live off of scrubby terrain that most other creatures could not.
Watch the mountains. Because I won't be standing on the cliffs anywhere around here. Pretty up here.
Gorgeous. The way the mountains are reflecting, the clouds are reflecting in the lake. That's just beautiful.
Go around instead of running me over. These truck drivers or something else. They'll just run me over.
I know when I was on 395, some guy was behind me, flashing his lights, doing all this stuff. And there's like 4 cars in front of me. I couldn't go faster than, they were...
Nothing you could do.
Yeah.
I remember when this lake was almost up here to this road. usually see the bighorn sheep right in here. You'll see them up on the edge of the mountain, standing up like on a picture, you know, like a pictured postcard.
I see bumps up there, but I
What?
don't know. What? I don't know if that's anything.
Right up here, they're usually all over in here. It's the closest place to the lake to go get out and get a drink. Have you ever seen bighorn sheep in the wild, Sharon?
No. I sure want to.
Well, I wish they would come down so she could see them.
Now, we've seen them all in here.
Look at this. It's like a lunar landscape or something. It's so rocky.
They really blend in.
They blend in.
We've
with
seen
the
them
rock.
here where they were on every rock they could be on. There was a sheep on every rock. And here they ran across the road in front of us. We stopped right here.
I know you had a video of that. I saw
Huh?
the video.
I have a video of it.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah.
But they were like surrounding your car.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
I mean, I saw the video. Thinking, how cool is that?
You see where the water, the wind is hitting the water and where it isn't, it's just like a mirror where it's not hitting the
It
water.
is.
We watched them all along in here. Different times. Some jumping across the road here in front of us one time. Pulled right over there. We've seen this. I got pictures of them and stuff. I was just hoping I'd get lucky enough to get pictures of them today. Well, we've gone up about 18 miles just about. You can see where the beach used to be up here.
Another truck behind us.
What?
I said another truck is
Oh, yeah.
behind us.
See where the water was up here?
I saw that back
Right here.
there.
Right
You can
here.
see where it
Come around, man. See, we can enjoy ourselves here. See, it was up to there at one time.
you can see where it was.
Yeah, over here. It was up to here one time. See right there.
But you can see the rounded part.
Look how big it was at one time, way back up in there.
Probably hundreds of years ago.
There used to be a lot of people come up here and fishing for the big lake trout.
Look how green the soil is right there.
They're huge. They're like bigger than salmon.
This is where Mr. Pierce would come, Jim, by himself and
Yeah.
fish out there and catch the big fish.
We'll turn around up here in just a little bit. I was hoping we'd see some sheep.
Yeah.
Walker River Paiute Reservation. There's a lot of cattle or something down there.
Hello. Hi. Yeah. I'm in Nevada. I'm in Nevada. Sassy just had dinner in a restaurant and there was a casino there, so she's having adventures. Yeah, right now we're driving around Walker Lake looking for bighorn sheep.
There's not even one sign of them.
Well, we're going to go back and see if we see any.
I would say to visit Jim and Marilyn. I'm in the car with them right now. Yeah, so I came up on Saturday and I'll probably go home Friday. So just a vacation and a visit. What's that? Oh, you did? Oh, and why was that?
Here we go now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, now it is. There's a bighorn sheep down in front of us, but it got killed.
And does it have the big horns, or is that a female?
Oh, that's a female. The sheep, the males will
I
be
know, they have the-
gigantic horns.
yeah, I
They'll
know.
just be
I don't
really,
know how they carry that weight.
they'll be 3 feet wide. Their horns will be.
Oh, poor baby.
Anyway, there that is. I guess we can see it.
You can see where they were.
See the trails? You see the trails where they come up and down?
Yes.
You'll see the little highways. Marilyn learned that since we come up here, haven't you, Marilyn?
Yeah, from an Indian.
Yeah, from an Indian. Me.
A real live Indian?
A real live Indian.
Wow.
At least I'm alive right now anyway. I don't know how long.
baby.
Well, you saw a bighorn sheep. Just sorry it had to be dead.
Well, we definitely in the right place.
It wasn't dead very long. You can see the water was up here.
Yeah.
That's what the old lake used to be.
How many billions of gallons have evaporated?
Yeah. This was a real fantastic fishing lake.
They can't store that much water, and I mean, what are they doing with the water they're not allowing to flow through?
Selling it.
Well, they're bottling it and selling the rights to it.
Yeah, selling it. Yeah.
Well, you kind of can't.
Now, right here, someplace we ought to see some sheep. At least you have seen one wild bighorn sheep, even though it was ex-wild. We'll drive slow through here.
Do you think there's a heaven for animals? You know, I mean, because mankind fell, the animals suffered the consequences, but they didn't fall, they didn't sin, right?
People just don't. You see how these truck drivers drive through here. They're not going to slow down for anything. There's a herd of them out there that would not slow down. That's why so many of them get killed. Here someplace and let him around.
There's a truck behind us on it.
I know. I said I got to get over someplace and let him go around. Will I get over here or not? Far enough. Hard to be a tourist here. I haven't taken a video of this lake yet. First time.
Can that pick up the lake over there?
I'm doing that. Yeah. People keep trying to run me over. You think you can slow down when a bighorn sheep comes out going that fast?
No.
No.
And that's exactly what happened to that one on the side of the road.
Yeah. And there were probably 20 of them there in that herd. And that one got killed. We'll go down and stop out in front of the museum and we'll walk around if you want to, Sharon.
Okay.
Tamarack Beach.
You mean the armor?
The military museum. It was open today. Of course, we were doing other things when it was open.
I'll just stay in the car because I've already seen
What?
them. I've already seen them.
I know. I just want to get it on camera.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Weapons of mass destruction. Boy. All those bombs and torpedoes and seen sheep all in here. They got warning lights for them. They're really across this is quite a crossing here. Out there, not much like a mirror. That was a pretty young ewe there.
Wonder if it was,
That was a female.
if it had a baby in it, you know.
I don't know. There's somebody water skiing out there. That's a long way to water ski, isn't it? If you can stay up.
I've never tried that.
What's that?
Water skiing. I've never tried that.
See, they got warning signs all along, but they don't pay any attention. named after the same guy that Walker Pass was named up there by Lake Isabella.
I think so.
He was a trailblazer. He actually was following Indian trails. That lake's just about gone. Compared to what it used to be. There.
Walker Lake Baptist Church.
They got a Baptist church in Hawthorne also.
Well, you know those Baptists, they get around.
I imagine most Baptists don't know what Baptist means, huh?
Well, I certainly didn't. I thought Baptists were Protestants. When you first told me they weren't, I just thought, there's no way. You know.
There's a reason behind that name, isn't there? Well, we tried to find the sheep.
Well, we found one poor little sheep soul.
I don't know whether we'll have time to
The
go.
little sheep soul left it.
If we go up to the petrified forest, maybe we'll have time to go up to Coyote Pass and look and see if we see any up there. Sharon, you've got to see quite a bit of the country up here, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I mean it's really diverse.
This is your third trip.
Yeah,
Well, actually fourth trip.
but yeah, we're actually got to. Well, but when I came up with the truck, then we saw the wildflowers. That was the big deal.
Hell, that was just a...
to miles of incredibly blooming, California and then Nevada. I mean, it was beautiful. Though most of the blooms were actually in Kern County.
What?
Most of the blooms of wildflowers were in Kern County.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they worked their way farther north as the next week. and
Well,
the
you
next
saw a lot of wildflowers on your trip.
That was incredible too. I mean, that was so beautiful. Didn't you think so, Marilyn? All those wildflowers?
Oh, yeah. She saw them.
Oh, I know.
Well, remember when I took you back,
Yeah.
you guys got to see all of that. And I think she got to see it. Well, I think that's when she got to see all the flowers.
That was a lot harder trip because you took me back when you just turned around and went back. I mean, that was a tough trip, I bet.
Everybody in the restaurant fell in love with Sassy. As you can see, they knew her name.
Yeah, I know. I said, well, goodbye, Sassy. Well,
What have you been doing, Sassy?
you go to the bathroom for 5 minutes and everybody knows
Everybody
your dog by name. I mean, that was funny.
Yeah, she became very popular. Everybody wanted to pet her. 3 or 4 of the waitresses came over there. They were just in love with her.
Yes, he is lovable.
They said, does she bite? And I said, I don't know. And they said, oh, she's real friendly. Look out there, Sharon, at all the bunkers.
Yeah.
That's a good picture of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking down. It'd be interesting to get a
Look at those bunkers as far as you can see almost.
You get a drone up real high and look at all, you can see.
And they go that way as far as you can see. Largest ammo depot in the world. Out there in that yard where those containers are, there's bullets all over that yard. You know, bullets have been shot. They're all over. Bullets and, you know, the projectiles and things.
Can you take them back and pick them up?
I picked a few of them up. There's a couple of them there at the house. Here's our rifle ranges and training ground out here. Look out there at the bunkers. A lot of bullets out there.
Looks
And
like
a lot of
something
bullets, a lot of bombs, a lot of stuff.
It looks down in that green area. Looks like there's something grazing.
There's a reason why they put it out here in the middle of nowhere. But they had to have a train come out here. be 1 billion pounds of armory out there. Armament. There may be a billions or billions of pounds of armament out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Navy, so there's all sorts of
It's the
submarine
Army and Navy.
Yeah, everything from ships, all those submarine things and
Freedom ranges.
guns for the ships.
You can see a lot of old cottonwood trees out there. A lot of those buildings are made out of concrete. Gotta be something in every one of them.
I wonder if that's just the top and there's a whole, is that it or is it like several stories down?
Yes, they're deep. Motorcycle pulling a camp trailer.
That's a first.
I think that used to be the hospital over there, the Army Hospital. They have to have good services here
Oh, yeah.
because of all of the personnel.
And God forbid if there's an accident with all this stuff, you have to be able to treat your people. And you've got, families here, which you probably have quite a few. All the kids and the wives and having babies and everything.
I bet there was quite a parade here yesterday.
Looks like some kind of an incinerator or something there.
Yeah, something.
Maybe for the hospital waste. Something.
I don't know. They might even not even use it anymore. There's the trap club and the golf course. Largest ammo depot, world's largest ammo depot. Quite a few of the people in Fish Lake Valley come here and go shopping.
farther than Bishop.
What?
It's a lot farther than Bishop.
Well, in the north end of the valley, it's not as far as the south end. But they like a Safeway store. Even though Safeway and Albertson and Bonds are all the same.
I didn't realize. I knew that Albertsons and Vons are one company.
But see, there aren't very many Safeways left.
No, I don't think there's any in California. There used to be.
We'll take the camera. Everything's all shut down now, but we can walk around a little bit anyway.
He says he will walk.
Well, it's light enough that it'll take a good picture.
Yeah. Can you hand me my hat? Thank you. It's not too bad.
You
I'll roll
need
your
to
window
take
down.
the camera.
Yes, I'm going to take the camera. I'm going to get out and walk around. Here we go. USO building there. Mineral County School District job opportunities all over the place. A lot of projectiles out of big cannons. Look at that big old tank with two guns coming out of it. Torpedoes.
Sergeant York. Yeah, anti-aircraft gun.
Sergeant York. Probably Alvin York. And the aircraft cannon. And tank. Missiles. Torpedoes. Torpedoes. There's a mine. Weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, when I was getting evacuated from Egypt, the harbor was mined.
Yeah.
And so it was real dangerous us getting out because the Egyptians said, well, we think we got them all. Which way Egyptians do
That
things.
wouldn't be too good, would it?
That was not.
You went out of Egypt. Let me take a picture of you while you tell about that. When you were 7 years old?
Yeah, when I was 7 years old, my family were evacuated during the 1956 Suez Crisis. And we were on ships in Alexandria Harbor in Egypt. And the harbor was mined. This mine reminds me of that experience. And when we were leaving, they thought they got all the mines. They told us they thought they got all the mines. But when we were leaving, everyone had to wear life jackets in case our ship hit one and we blew up. And that was very scary for me as a 7-year-old. And anyway, this mine reminded me of that experience.
The mines remind you of that. Well, there's lots of mines. There's mines all over the place.
Yeah, it is.
There's one over there. See that mine there? And more mines. See that big mine? I could get one out and put in my front yard for yard art. This must be a missile of some sort here. Here's a torpedo.
In the water.
That there, I think, is a missile.
Oh,
this is a torpedo there. The torpedo, see, that has a jet engine in it.
I see, yeah.
And this here will, see the propellers going through water. And that may be, that's probably that might be a torpedo. I don't know. These are mine. Sharon. These are mines. These are probably the mines like you saw in the harbor.
Well, I didn't see them, unfortunately.
I mean that's what.
Run into a meter.
Yeah, see that's it. Those are the mines.
Scary.
All of those are mines. And these are projectiles here. They shoot out of cannons. You can buy some of this stuff. Oh, ammo cans for sale. Now that's where I got to get my ammo cans. See those bullets like that? That's what we found over there.
Those are huge.
Those are big bullets. All kinds of engines. You can buy a lot of things like this. You'll see people's with yard at. World War II, 250 and 500 pound with inert fuse.
I wonder what kind of bombs my dad dropped. As a dive bomber, I wonder what kind of...
That's a helicopter there, a gyrodyne. Look at all the shells here. See, I have a shell like this at home. One like that back there. I've had it all my life almost. My dad brought it back from World War II. And I have it.
Is it live or is it...
Huh?
Is it diffused or is it live?
Well, it doesn't have a bullet in it anymore, no more projectile.
Because every once in a while they find, somebody...
I've got one probably that's not diffused.
Yeah.
It's a Hotchkiss gun. It's a bullet.
Scary, people find them in the when they come in.
Look at all the different things, the scales and all kinds of stuff, the uniforms, and look at that big projectile there. See that monster thing?
Yep.
This one?
But just as a shape, it has this kind of beauty.
Look at that barrel.
Deadliness of
Look at that rifled barrel.
Oh, wow.
That's part of a cannon barrel. Probably off of a ship.
And that's to spin.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah,
That's a rifle barrel.
a slice of it. Yeah.
That's shooting these great big bullets.
But
That's a 12-inch
that makes
projectile.
a nice just sculpture. Just
Yeah.
if you didn't really know what it is, of the deadliness.
That's
of it.
a torpedo warhead. That's what that is. That's a torpedo warhead. And look at all these. These are all bullets. These are projectiles. There's torpedoes. Or bombs. That's a 2,000-pound bomb. A 2,000-pound bomb. Those are big bombs. That's a 2,000-pound bomb. 3,000-pound bomb. Torpedo. Look at that great big bullet. Projectile. 16-inch projectile. And of course it's loaded with explosives. And that's the barrel. 16-inch 45 gun barrel. Section weight 14,000 pounds.
1940 vintage.
Yeah. That piece there weighs 14,000 pounds.
So this is the stuff they were fighting World War II with.
Yes. That's a barrel. It's been cut off. These are cannons here. These are your mines.
These are those who died here in accidents.
Yeah. Eight-inch projectile blew up. 5-inch rocket head detonation. 35-inch rocket head. There's two girls there. Explosions, accidents. This is almost like a Hotchkiss gun here. My grandfather, and my father both brought stuff from World War I and World War II.
Well, everybody had souvenirs, yeah.
Yeah.